Hey y'all, real quick, I just wanted to come on and encourage you. Listen, you may encounter people who are masters at basically making it appear as if they think that you are not smart enough to recognize that they are trying to play you. Yeah, it's gonna happen. You're going to encounter people who think that they are smart enough to get over on you. You're going to encounter people who basically never take accountability for any of their actions because they never think that they're wrong. And when you call them out on their stuff, they try to gaslight you and make you think that you're wrong for calling them out for and or responding to or reacting to the actions that they put out there that are causing you to have the reaction that you're having. Let me tell you this. Be careful of people like that, because not only are they master manipulators and very good at gaslighting, they may be operating in a very narcissistic way. Be mindful that, especially if you are someone who is called and a person who has a calling on their life from God, you're going to encounter a lot of people who operate in that way. Especially when you get to the point where you're going through or have gone through a healing process and you've grown from where you used to be, and you no longer are able to be bamboozled by those people. And you are at the point where you're no longer going to allow yourself to be bamboozled, and you start to call them out on their stuff. Here's the thing. You need to stand every time 10 toes down on whatever it is that is going on in the moment that you know for a fact that they're trying to gaslight you into thinking that you're the one that's wrong in the situation when it's really them. The other thing is, people will claim to be offended by the fact that you are calling them out on their stuff. And this is the thing. I heard this from another person that posted a video, and they said they realized that they were operating in a spirit of offense because they were not healed. Number one. Number two, they realized that they were operating in a spirit of offense and continuously getting offended by what people were saying because of the fact that they didn't want to take accountability for their own actions. When you're dealing with someone who operates in a spirit of offense, majority of the time, they don't want to take accountability for what they know they did wrong, and they want to point the finger back at you, not realizing that when they're pointing the finger at you, at least 3 fingers are pointing back at them. So here's the thing. All of you that are called to walk in a specific calling with God, you are going to encounter people like this all the time. And you are going to encounter people who are going to walk in or tell you that they're offended by what you're telling them. But you need to recognize that, yes, you are probably going to say something that is going to quote unquote offend them because they're continuing to still walk in the place of being a manipulator and a liar and someone who cannot take accountability for their actions. They lack accountability within themselves. So you're going to end up, unfortunately, quote unquote, offending people like that because they haven't yet taken the course to heal, to grow up, to come out of that place that they're in that is keeping them in that space of wanting to lie and cover things up when all they need to do is just walk in truth and be honest and get healed. Okay? So yeah, you might offend some people because you no longer dwell in that place where you're offended all the time. You take accountability for your own actions, so you're expecting other people to do the same, but unfortunately everybody's not like that. Most people are not like that. Most people will lie before they tell the truth. I'm just keeping it real with you. And for those of you that have healed and come out of that place in life and or have been delivered from that place in life, and you are now walking in a different space where you are expecting everyone else to be accountable like you, I came to tell you that you're just going to unfortunately encounter more people that are not like you. But the one thing you can be grateful for is the fact that you no longer walk in that space as someone who is constantly offended or constantly having to lie to cover up things, because you're healed now and you know how to take accountability. And yes, you're going to have to just keep it real and 100 with people when they know they did wrong by you and they're expecting you to just let it go. But we're not doing that anymore. We're going to keep it real, and we're going to remain accountable for our own actions and call people out when they aren't being accountable for theirs, because sometimes people need to be called out in order to change, in order to get better, in order to grow. Nobody said the growth process was going to be easy. Nobody said that. Nobody ever said that. If they did say that, they lied, because the growing process is never easy. And when you grow in a positive manner, it requires for you to cut some things off. And when you cut things off and or cut certain ways off, or stop having to do certain things that you're so accustomed to doing, or cut off whatever you've been doing that you've been allowing those familiar spirits to allow to do within you, it hurts sometimes to get delivered and let those things go and become the greater version of yourself and grow into who you're supposed to be. It hurts. Growth is not easy. Just like when you had growing pains when you're growing up as a child, you will have growing pains when you start to go through your process of becoming a healed person who is accountable and also able to see through other people's lack of accountability and the lies they tell you. It's not going to be an easy road to walk, because everybody else wants to take the easy road and lie. I'm just saying. So I wanted to encourage you to, number one, stand strong in who you are and who you've become as a person. Stand strong in the fact that you no longer dwell in that space where you have to lie and or want to lie. You want to remain in a place where you are continuing to grow into the most accountable and better version of yourself, and not allow yourself to level down and into that place where, you're going backwards and digressing backwards into a space where you're allowing people to just lie to you and get away with it and not be accountable for what they're doing. Y'all feel me? Okay, I had to come and talk about this because it seems like there's a lot of that happening, a lot of gaslighting going on these days. And those of you that are calling out the truth for what it is, stand in that and continue to remain someone who is not going to allow yourself to be gaslit or lied to. And you are going to hold people accountable for the things that they do, or the lack thereof of the things that they're not doing. Okay? Okay. All right. Ooh, I had to say that. Okay, so I love y'all. Y'all know I love you. Now you go out and you make it a great day on purpose. Don't you go mess up nobody else's day, but continue to grow. Continue to be a person that is accountable for their own actions, and also making sure other people are going to be accountable for their actions. Okay? Even though they may not want to be, call them out on it still. Okay? Because somebody had to call you out in order for you to get delivered, right? Okay. So you keep being the better version of yourself, growing, healing, staying accountable for your own actions, and making sure other people are accountable for theirs. You hear me? Okay. All right. I love y'all. Y'all know I love you. Now you go out and make it a great day on purpose, and don't you go mess up nobody else's day. Okay. All right. Love y'all. Bye.